Hi everyone, I'm Jin Pei. Can you guys hear me clearly? Alright, it's really a good opportunity to have chance present in PyCon Singapore 2025. So before I kickstart the presentation for today, just a quick show of a hand. Today, before this section, any one of you have used AI tools such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, or any AI tool in just last 24 hours? Just a quick show of the hands. All right, see, more than 80% of people has used AI tool. So actually it shows us and proves us that AI is not just a trend or a hype. It's actually impact our daily life. It's a constant companion in our daily life, and it quietly transforming how we think, learn, connect with the world. So this is the content I'm about to share today. So we will start with the fundamental of LLM, just a brief introduction, understanding about what is LLM, and then slowly move into cutting-edge technology, which is AI agent, agentic AI, vertical AI agent, learn how they've been used, leverage how use them to build some AI solution based on all this technology, and showcase some example for this technology, and also talk about the future and also the Q&A about AI. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. I'm pretty sure all of you guys over here very familiar with the terminology I'm going to share, which is large language model, LLM. So actually, what is large language model? Just think it's like, in the layman term, just think it as the brain behind all the AI tools that we have used. So for example, ChatGPT, they are the brain behind it. So they are the reason why we can interact with the machine in such a using human understandable language. They are the reason why we can using surprisingly intuitive, surprisingly easy to understand. And also, nowadays, not only large language model, but also a large multi-modal model, which is the extend the brain that not only generating text, but also image, video, and etc. All these are the core technology behind that make everything possible. I'm pretty sure that you all see a lot of headlines such as like OpenAI have launched Gemini, GPT 4.0, and then Google pushing the boundary with launching of the Gemini 2.5 Flash, or like other players such as DeepSeek, constantly innovative. However, up to today, to be frank, what really matters to us and where all the impact happen is in the application layer. All this AI model, all this powerful AI model that beyond just generating text or images, it meet the real world problem, and this is where application is where the technology meet the real world problem, create tangible solution that will drive revenue, unlock opportunity, and yeah, so application actually is the most important part for our end user. So let me paint you a picture of it. So a question that we are asked daily, what to eat later? Like this is a question that I will ask myself 3 times a day. Nowadays, if you ask what I want to eat later, you can chat with your AI assistant. It will recall your recent meals, know your preference, and then your health condition, your diet behavior, analyze it, and suggest you a dish that you haven't tried in a while. And you agree with the suggestion, it seamlessly helps you make an order through Grab, deduct the payment, and without few minutes, the food appears in your doorstep. So 0 click, just through simple conversation, we can achieve such thing. Now we are moving from an era where AI, just an example, but actually it perfect demonstrate how rapid evolution we have from the first launch of the ChatGPT that just answering your question, summarizing an article, to an era where AI actually assists you and help you get things done. And this is what we are covering next, which is the AI agent, agentic AI, vertical AI agent, understand what are they, what's the use case can be built using this kind of technology, and also we will deep dive to understand what this technology behind. Not deep dive, just high level introduction about it. Alright, so let's start with the most basic one and the simplest one, which is what is AI agents. So there's a various definition across different sources, but in general, they all agree that AI agent is a software system that uses artificial intelligence to pursue goals, complete tasks on behalf of the user. They can reason, plan, memory, and make decisions while having a level of autonomy, learning and adapting as they go. So that's the key component of the AI agent. So once the decision it makes, AI agent will take action on it. Not only that, it can cooperate with other things. So, it can cooperate with other human beings or like other AI agents. It can gather data from the surroundings such as text, images, conversation, and make a point on it. It will think ahead and planning so that it achieves the goal. At the same time, it can use logic and the data it has to do reasoning, analyze, problem solving, and figure things out. Last but not least, it will learn from their experience. So this is the main key component of the AI agents. And next is agentic AI workflow, or what we call agentic AI. It's a bit slightly complex, and it's easy to confuse to distinguish between AI agent and agentic AI. So let's break it down into a simpler analogy. So you think of AI agent is kind of like a solitary worker that's good at a task. But agentic AI is kind of like you bring a crew in, each worker do their own part, and then they cooperate together to achieve a bigger outcome. So this is what we call the agentic AI. So there is a 4 design pattern for the agentic AI, which is the reflection, tool use, planning, and most important is the multi-agent cooperation. All these enable intelligent systems that are able to think, act, adapt, and cooperate effectively to achieve a bigger goal. Lastly, I would like to share is vertical AI agent. So use back the analogy that I meant. So let's have an analogy about it to differentiate AI agents, agentic AI, and vertical AI agent. So let's say AI agent is kind of like a baker that's good at baking a loaf of bread. And agentic AI is kind of like a bakery team. So they have each worker. One worker maybe knead the dough, and then one worker maybe bake it, and then one do the packaging, and all of them work together to open a bakery shop, for example. And for vertical AI agents, it kind of like a baker that have a formal culinary certification. It's good at doing French pastry, for example, croissant. It really skilled in this particular domain. So this is just a simple analogy how we can differentiate these 3 terms, which is quite confusing. And for the vertical AI agent, it's always recommend to do the fine-tuning for the model. So for example, you want to build a use case using AI agent or like agentic AI, you not necessarily need to fine-tuning the model. But for example, you want to build a vertical AI agent, it's always recommend to fine-tuning the model with the specific domain data set. And the training process, right, usually need to involve subject matter expert to ensure the accuracy and the relevance. So let's take an example. Healthcare is the most important one. We can't just use all the general base model to do healthcare related solution. It always need to be do the model fine-tuning, and the training process, right, need to involve a well-certified doctor that ensure the accuracy and relevance, and all the data sets should be well-documented use case. All right, So I have shared about AI agent, agentic AI, and vertical AI agent, just a high-level introduction of them. But why I want to share with you guys all three terms is because I think nowadays a lot of people want to build, rush in to build the AI solution. But to be frank, before we start building it, as a software engineer or a product designer or anyone who want to build a AI solutions, it's very important to carefully weigh the latency, cost, and performance trade-off. If you want to build the agentic AI workflow, you need to consider that each communication between the AI and AI costing you money and latency. For example, you build a solution that just want to do something that's very simple, but impossible. You want to let your user wait for 5 minutes to come out the output. So this is important that we need to think about it and trade off what kind of technology should be used in particular use case. And also, like for example, in real world, let's say semiconductor industry, the output always need to be predictable and consistent. When we want to build an AI solution, we need to think of how can we ensure that the AI stay on the track. How can we reduce hallucination? These are all the important factors we need to factor in before we jump into build an AI solutions. So just now, I repeated many times, so I have shared about AI agent, agentic AI, vertical AI agents, and also LLM. So now I will provide some use case and text and see whether you guys understand it or not. So let's say, for example, you now having a company and you just want to build a simple chatbot just for the basic conversation with the existing knowledge base, such as like what is your opening hour, how do I reset password, and etc. for your company chatbots. What kind of technology can be used? Anyone? Any guess? This is the option that we have. Anyone? Just a simple chatbot with the existing knowledge base. What do you guys think? Two. Yes, right. For this particularly use case, right, actually we just need to simply use RM with the RAG database because it's not that complicated. All the answer usually will be well defined. For example, in the industry, right, it won't go wrong. The user won't simply ask a random question. Even it asks, right, we have the first layer can be filtered it out. And also with the existing knowledge base. So which means that all the answers should be semi-structured or structured in the knowledge base already. So in this particular use case, right, we no need to jump into say, okay, I want to use AI agent, I want to use NCP, or like I want to use something else to make it complicated. We just need to use a basic LLM with a RAG database and we can get the output. So it no need to have complete planning or like reasoning behind the scene. So just a basic LLM with the RAG database. And next, for example, you want to build a sales system that can automatically access incoming leads and parasite them for the sales representative. With this kind of use case, what technology or what AI technology we can use to simplify it? Anyone? Oh yeah, sure. Number one. Anyone? Any other answer? Okay. So yes, you are right. So for this one, right, actually we just need to use AI agent. It's not that simple that we only can be solved using LLM or RAG, but it also not that complicated until we need to have a multi-agent collaboration like use agentic AI. So for a particular use case, right, an AI agent, a single AI agent actually can solve. So basically, an agent just need to gathering information from the surrounding, which is get the data, the lead data. After that, do some analysis and also make the decision, prioritize it, and then rerouting it to the sales rep, the action to be taken. So for this use case, right, it's simple. Although slightly complicated than the first one, But then it's not that complicated until we need to elaborate with the agentic AI. We no need have the multiple AI agent behind to get things done. So for this particular use case, we just need an AI agent. And last but not least, like for example, there's another scenario. Marketing teams need a comprehensive report on the competitor strategy and market trends. So for this kind of use case, what do you think the technology is needed? I believe we only left one option. Okay, so for this one, right, the task is more complicated because it's a marketing thing need a comprehensive report. So for this kind of use case, right, we can use agentic AI. So which means that you can use land graph or like Crew AI, though orchestration tool to build the solutions. Why it needed an agentic AI? Think about it. You need a comprehensive report. So maybe you can have agent that good at collecting data. It will collecting data 24/7 across different platforms and also your competitor and everything across different platforms 24/7 without rest. That's the first layer. Afterward, it passes the information to the next agent, which is maybe how you do the analyze it, do the sentimental report and etc. And then pass to the third layer to help you maybe organize the structure, generating report. And last but not least, you can have a feedback agent that analyze it, redefine the report, redefine the generated report before you pass to the marketing team. So this just 3 simple use case, but it actually shows that not everything need to using the most complicated technology. Like not everything need to use like I don't know, MCP, A2A, land graph or like Crew AI. It always good to start with the simpler first. And also all the information that I shared just now actually is kind of like the progression of AI. We start with the simple one, LLM, just basically generating text, answering your questions, to the AI agent when can solve slightly complicated questions, and then evolving into cooperative agentic workflow. And then last but not least, which is the vertical AI agent, which is specialized in particular domain. For example, healthcare, education, or like the agent really good at particular domain and have a particular skill sets. I know nowadays a lot of people want to just rush in and become an AI builder, but always remember, start small first, start simple, and always leverage the cost, latency, and also performance. So like I mentioned just now, right? You want to build a solution. The cost is always the main factor. If you want to build a agentic AI workflow, right, you need to see how many conversations you want to happen between each of the agents. How complicated the workflow will be. How do you simplify it? Because each conversation costs your money and also the latency. Just as I mentioned previously, you can't because want to ease the user, but want to make the user maybe wait for like 30 minutes to have the output of it. So we need to carefully trade off and think about it. So always remember, start planning is the key of it. Like I mentioned earlier, right, AI, to be frank, is not hype. It's actually happening every day. So let's take a very simple example, right? Previously, when we don't know something, we will just say Google it. But nowadays, if we don't know anything, we will just say ask ChatGPT. So we actually signify the fundamental shift of how we use AI and how we interact with AI. So I do quite agree with what Andrew mentioned. It's definitely the best time in the history to be AI builder. However, before you really jump to start build AI or learn any technology like NCP and etc., right, think about what technology you really need. To be frank, there's a lot of product or like use case. Using the traditional technology is more than enough. You no need to add on the AI layer. But in some use case, AI does really optimize the performance. So we really need to plan beforehand. Start with simple, and then plan beforehand, you start to build a solution. All right, so is there any questions? Alright, so if don't has that's the reference, you guys can have a look all the information that I have. You guys can go deep dive to the reference if you guys really interested in it and want to know more before you start building your AI solutions. Alright, so I guess that's all for me. So actually, I'm Jin Pei. I'm a software solution. So that's the reason why I will bring up this topic, is because I know that it's really an exciting moment to learn about AI, learn about a lot of things, transition to the technology because it's sexy now. But really think everything I mentioned today and really think about your use case, whether suitable or not. So feel free to connect with me via LinkedIn, and for the slide today, right, actually I will post into a LinkedIn as well. So I guess that's all for me. All right.